Morning YouTubians, Gary with VW Jawbreaker. Welcome back to the channel. So, if you don't follow along on my channel, I have fun with Volkswagens besides some other stuff. We're building a 1960 right now. It's going to be a toss between a Volksrad and a Baja. Then of course I've got Jawbreaker, that's very well known. Nice big motor in it, a lot of fun. Finally picked up a tank of gas for the MIG welder. So today we need to finally go ahead and fix the MIG welding cart that I made a while back to hold the tank that's not, you know, lack of better words, a big zip tie. So let's get a few things moved around. Let's dive into that and let's see how simple we can do this. Alright, well there is the DIY welding cart that I made out of a little rolling toolbox. Made a little frame for the bottom of it to set it on, put the casters down below, extended the end just a little bit. And that's where my welding tank sits. However, all I had was this little chain to kind of go around to hold it. And then of course, the tank still wanted to flop back and forth a little bit. So I think what we need to do, to make the chain stop from clacking, I think what we need to do is build some kind of apparatus to hold it. So what I did is I went down to local metal supply place, and what they have are, most supply places have what they call drops, which means this was a long freaking piece of steel and that was left over from whatever project they were doing. So that's over in the drop section, leftover section if you will. So I was able to get this relatively cheap. Most of it, you know, had some surface rust and pitting on it. So what I use is a nylon flap disc. This nylon disc actually gets all the mill scale off, things like that, your rust, without actually taking metal off, and it will not spark. So here's some angle iron. If you notice, no mill scale, mill scale. And it goes relatively quick. So my thought is, this smaller tube actually slides inside the bigger tube. Huh. Look at that. So we can actually weld one of these, and that way everything kind of will slide and lock into place. So I decided, I think I want to use, for space saving purposes, I think I want to use the smaller on the inside. Alright, I drew my line, figured out I got plenty of room for 2 tanks. So step 1, I think we need to tie in this upright piece of angle with that upright piece of angle. Once that's done, we can go ahead, get this measured, cut down. Let's go ahead and see what we can do for a quick little mount. That's not going anywhere. May have to find something smaller than that. Ooh. Yeah. That's gonna be pushing it with no room. Alright, so this needs to be smaller. Let me go see what I have. Alright, let's figure middle first before we go and do all that. So we got 15.5. What's 15.5? Half of that. So 7.5 would be 15. So 7 3/4 would be center. Let's mark that. We don't need that one. Guess I could use my soapstone. So 7 3/4 is center. Let's try this one more time. I found a piece of pipe. That might work. So all the way over on one side, center, plenty of room. All the way on the other side, center, yep. All right. So let's go ahead and get that tacked in. No, this is not galvanized. Relax. I'm liking that. Oh yeah. All right. I think we'll burn that in just like that. What the hell just happened there? Trying to stay out of the way for the YouTube camera. I'm pretty sure that's not going anywhere at all. All right, here we go. So took the larger stock, cut it down. It'll slide over, bring that flush to the end. Then I took a piece of angle, 45 the ends, just so you don't have a sharp corner down here. What we're gonna do is go ahead and get this where we want it. Tack it into place and make sure it slides off and on properly. All right. Now watch it right. All right. Get the other side. Now let's see if it slides off and on. Not really. All right, which way we need to go? Oh. All right, hold on. All right, so I ended up having to cut this side, re-tack it. Now it goes off and on nice, as long as you put it on straight. So leaving this on here, I'm gonna go ahead and finish welding this. That way it's in place. And then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna lock it in place once the tank goes there. Yeah, I don't really see that going anywhere. And voila. All right, I'll go ahead and finish weld those front ones. Yeah, why not? Have some fun. That works out quite well. And what we're going to do to lock it in place, nut and bolt. Drill a hole all the way through and tack the nut on the outside. It won't go anywhere. Then what we could do is put different holes on the inner tube. Put different holes on the inner tube so we can actually adjust it out if we need to or want to or whatever. But I think just one like that, one on each side, I think that'll do it. I think that'll do her. So let's go ahead and get this marked, drilled, and then we can go from there. Still kind of hot. Little hot. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. And it still unscrews. All right. Moving to the other side. Still works. All right. Here we go, the final test. Fits good that way. I think I want this to run around like that. There we go. I like that a little better. All right. A little impatient on letting paint dry sometimes, but hey. This isn't a show thing. Huh, got the hole lined up first try. Look at that. I am pretty impressed. That'll work much safer. All right, there we go. Everything lined up nice. Got the bolt into the inner part of the tube. That way it locks it in place. Got room for another tank. Bolt locking it in place on this side. Much safer than a chain wrapped around and a big 36-inch zip tie. This is much safer. You do not want your tank to fall. This thing's got about 2,000 PSI in it, 2,500 PSI. This thing falls without the protective cap on top. This valve can shear off. When that happens, this becomes a rocket. So you always want to make sure that any of your compressed gas cylinders are nice and secure. And that is nice and secure. So, Hope you enjoyed the little update on the DIY welding cart. I think we're gonna call it good for now. Got something else I'm thinking of for later down the road, but we'll see what happens there. Not 100% sure. So I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Be kind to one another and be good.